the bunny back in the box.
Starring, amongst others, Sandra Bullock, Kate Blanchett, Anne Hathaway, Mindy Kaling, Sarah Paulson, Awkwafina, Rihanna, and Helen Bonham Carter. I think that was 8 of them. I had to at least get all 8 in there. Directed by Gary Ross off of a screenplay that he wrote alongside Olivia Milch. This is my review for Ocean's 8.
Be the prime suspect.
Wait. Every time you move it, they have to start from scratch.
What'd she do?
I turn it on.
Ocean's 8 is the continuation of the Oceans franchise, the one that starred George Clooney and Brad Pitt, that itself was a reboot of a 1960s version. And just to kind of set where I am with these movies, I've seen Ocean's 11. I believe I've seen 12, but it's been a long time since I've watched these. So long, in fact, that I'm basically coming into this franchise with fresh eyes. So that could have an effect on how I thought about the film and how it compared to the others, because, yeah, I've not seen them for such a long time to be able to compare them. That being said, I really enjoyed this movie. I had some issues with it, but let me start with what worked first, and that was the cast. This is such a perfectly cast film. Every single person in here is great. Like, out of the main 8, there's nobody I can really fault. There were people that were stronger than others, but that was largely just down to how much they got to do. Awkwafina, for example, she doesn't get a huge amount here, but from what I saw of her, I quite liked. And what really struck me the most is that there were different times throughout watching this where I'd go, okay, this person's my favourite. So, for example, Anne Hathaway's character, she was brilliant in this. She plays a bit of a horrible person, but she's having so much fun with it, and it makes it just a joy to watch her. But yeah, there's moments where I'm like, right, Anne Hathaway's my favourite. And then Mindy Kaling will come out with a really funny one-liner, and I'll go, okay, no, it's her. Or Sandra Bullock will be on the screen, and I'll be like, well, it's Sandra Bullock, she's awesome. It just continued to switch from one character to another. Sarah Paulson is another one, but then I just love anything that Sarah Paulson does. If you ever saw the show American Gothic from years ago, watch that. 1986, I think. Yeah, very good show. So I've always liked her, but yeah, every single one of these characters works because of how they're played. Even Rihanna. And Rihanna was another one where I was like, oh, Rihanna doing a movie, is that going to work? And then I remembered that she was one of the best things in Valerian. Like, if you haven't seen that as well, check it out just to see how well Rihanna does with it. So yeah, I can't fault them. I can't fault any of them. And it really was important to have a group of actresses that were likeable, because they are on the screen, at least one of them is on the screen almost all the time. There's only a couple of scenes where it doesn't feature any of them. So yeah, it was important that they got the right people and they got the right mix of people, and they all work together extremely well. As for the plot then, Sandra Bullock's character, Debbie Ocean, she has just been released from prison. She's the brother of George Clooney's character from the original 3. And yeah, she's out and she's instantly working on her next job. She has something that she wants to do. She wants to rob the Met Gala and steal a necklace that's worth $150 million. To do that, she needs a team around her, and this is where she assembles all of the people, puts the plan into motion, and they act it out. And the plot is fine. The actual stealing of the necklace, it works for the most part. It's enjoyable. It's never boring, but it doesn't really have the level of excitement that I was hoping for. I love heist movies. There's just something fun about a heist, and just watching as things go wrong and they have to scramble to try and fix the problem. And that's what Ocean's 8 doesn't really have a lot of. There are obstacles, there are moments where something will pop up and they'll have to think on their feet and try and work a way around it, but that's more on the build-up to the actual event itself. And I won't get into spoilers, I won't say how it all plays out, but there wasn't too much risk, really. Well, there was risk, that's probably a bad way of saying it, but they just didn't feel like the stakes were high. There weren't many moments where I was like, oh, they're going to get caught, or I was kind of on the edge of my seat where it was tense, and heist movies need that. I think they need it's just about this far away from things crumbling. When heist movies do that, it's so much more exciting and it's so much more involving, and that's where I think Ocean's 8 dropped the ball a little bit. But saying that, I did like that there was more to this than just the heist. For example, Debbie's character, she has somebody from her past, an ex that she has a bit of a legitimate grudge against, and he comes into play as well, not in a huge way. Like, the character's played by Richard Armitage. He's not in it a massive amount, but yeah, he plays a factor in this, and it was done in a surprising way. Like, I wasn't expecting it to quite all play out the way that it did. So Ocean's 8 did surprise me in certain ways. It's just when it came to the actual heist itself, it was all a little bit too by the numbers. It was a bit too straightforward. I was hoping for more. This is a heist movie. The heist should be the main focus here, and it should be where the attention is given. And as I say, it is to a degree, but I just really did feel there could have been more done with it. But overall, Ocean's 8's a good time. It's an enjoyable movie. It's definitely a switch-off movie. It's not something you need to pay too much attention to. It's not something you're going to think about, I don't think, a huge amount after you've seen it. But I had fun with it. I could happily watch it again, and I would happily watch this cast come back together to do a second one. There's very little in the way of references to the original Ocean's movie besides the brother. There is one nice surprise in there. But I think that's for the best. I think Ocean's 8 needed to stand on its own 2 feet. It needed to be independent of what came before it for the most part, and to allow these characters, these 8 women, to really kind of make their own mark on the franchise. If they got a second one, it was just them, that would be fine. But at the same time, if they brought in other characters, if they made it more of an ensemble with a mixture of all of them, that could be fun too. That's what I've taken the most away from Ocean's 8, I think, is that there's plenty of ways that this franchise could go. And all of them seem exciting. I really hope we get an Ocean's 9, I'm guessing they call it. Yeah, I suppose they've got to do 9 and 10 now. Yeah, it must be on the way. But yeah, great movie, good fun, definitely worth seeing. I'm going to give Ocean's 8 an 8 out of 10, actually. It's just dawned on me that that's a very perfect number to give this. Unplanned, but yeah, 8 out of 10. Have you seen Ocean's 8? If so, let me know what you think about it in the comments below. What's your favourite Ocean's movie? Way back to the 60s, the Frank Sinatra one. Is that your favourite? Ocean's 11, 12, 13, any of them? Let me know. You can follow me on Twitter at JoePJulians. Hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I've got my entire Blu-ray collection that you can see behind me now. There's 4 videos up covering each of them, which took a hell of a long time to do, far longer than I expected. But yeah, if you want to see all of my Blu-rays, you can now have a look through all of that. One little side note on that, after I finished the videos, I saw The Truman Show sitting on my coffee table. So I did that whole series of videos and missed one. So I do also have The Truman Show. That upset me when I found that. But thank you very much for watching, and yeah, I'll see you on the next video.